Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. I do have a dental, or I guess it's an orthodontic, that's hard to say, appliance in my mouth, so bear with me on that. I'm not drunk. I just want to clarify that because it could sound like I'm a little drunk, but I'm not drunk. So Libra, my dear friends, welcome to your reading. And this is the week of the fairies. So we are going to get a fairy to come and speak to you today from my fairy deck. And then we're going to go into the, oh, that's interesting. We're going to go into the tarot. And I just realized that I've been using the Lightseers Tarot for the YouTube. And for the extended readings, I've been using my SpellCaster's Tarot, but I switched it today. So maybe there's different messages for you with the Lightseers Tarot, or the SpellCaster's Tarot. That's interesting. So there is an extended at the end of this reading. Link is at the top of the description if you are so drawn to it. In the extension, for when I do fairy readings, there's going to be another fairy card pulled, and that card is going to be representative of the archetypal energy of your inner child, and your inner child is going to speak to you in the extended reading. So it's kind of interesting, but this is very interesting too, what we're about to do right here on the YouTube. So a fairy card for Libra. Oh, I love this card. Oh, wow. I haven't really been showing underlying cards, but wow, these two cards play out really cool together. Okay, you got the friends. This is a really great card. I love this card. These two really know when to uplift each other, when to hold each other up. I'm going to read from the book for you, but wait till you see the underline. Oh, what I'm not, the porny man? That didn't come out right. I'm not sure what that letter is. I have problems with this calligraphy. I don't know what the capital is. Well, I'll look in the book too for this. But look at, do you see how, like, it's almost like lifting each other up? That's what I'm talking about. And then it, like, switches. It's really cool energy. All right, let's read from the fairy book. First, I do want to know what the proper pronunciation is for that one. Oh, it's the... Oh boy, it's going to be hard. J's are hard for me to say. The Journeyman. It was the Journeyman. So that your underline, I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's a Journeyman. It's kind of like, I guess, a little bit like the Fool card. Adventure, independence, polishing of skills, and travel. Okay, that was the underline. But it's really interesting how similar those two are with each other, like lifting each other up, supporting each other, giving a helping hand. I kind of feel like that. Yeah, look at that. The friends. Friendship, support, and aid. The one on top is fair enough, and I've already told you all that he wants me to say about him in the introduction to part 2. Well, we don't read this whole book like a chapter book. So. He and Lochen, his high-speed friend beneath, are the best of friends and can nearly always be found together. Call upon fair enough and you get Lochen as well. And when you need support or to better understand true friendship, do call upon them. Wow, this is kind of, I wonder where this is going to go. This reminds me a little bit of, like, well, yesterday I did Virgo, and it was about kind of connecting with their tribe and their friends. So the starter reading for this card: friendly cooperation with others is necessary to reach mutual goals. Willingness to give and receive assistance and support is also required. Ask friends for help and suggestions, listen with respect, and accept the gifts willingly offered. Unconditional receiving is even more difficult than unconditional giving. 4 feet are more stable than 2. Alternatively, fair enough and Lochen may be saying that you will benefit at this time from offering support and aid to a friend. Look around you. Someone you love may be needing your help and be too bound up by fear of rejection or pride to ask. Volunteer your help to your friends and give unconditionally from a generous, loving heart. It will do you good, increasing your store of credit for help in time of need, and it might even help them. Well, that would be good, right? Oh, that's nice. Now, energy can be reversed, and I really feel that. I feel like whatever this is speaking to you of, if there's someone that is around you that may need a help, may need some help, or a friend in need. You may not be aware of it. Just, send a friend a message, see how they're doing, check up on them. And this is probably someone that would do the same for you. But as I said, maybe this could be reversed. If you need some help, maybe just reach out and let someone know, I need some help with this. I need some assistance. I'm not sure what to do about this situation. That's kind of nice. All right. So now we're going to go into the tarot. And apparently we're going into the SpellCaster's Tarot. Do one more. Oh, it's so quiet. It was like chaos here a second ago. My landscape guy was cutting the grass and blowing the leaves, and all these people were outside talking. It's like chaos. But now it's almost like just this, it was almost like a storm, a whirlwind of activity. And as soon as I picked up this deck, it's just like everything got still. Everything got still here. We're going to just land it right here. These cards are being quite sassy with me. Pushing themselves out. All right, all right. My goodness. Wow, wow. Very strong energy in your reading, guys. Very strong. Oh, yeah. The last time I did a reading for Libra was the that ancestral reading. And that inspired me because prior to doing that, it's something I've thought about doing on a channel. And it was, I just feel like it really touched so many people in such a needed way that it's going to be something that I do. There's 4 different types of readings I'm going to be doing on the channel. Week 1 is Faery. Week 2 is archetypal energy, your current and future. And week 3 is ancestral messages. And then week 4 is your High Priestess reading. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. Your underlying energy, you have the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, and then you have the Hierophant. It's almost like this desire to go into a very high connection, to reach a higher connection here, to reach a greater good, I'm hearing, to reach a greater good. And it feels like such a burden because it's surrounded by confusion and unknown and just like, it feels like getting to this higher connection, this greater good, obviously is weighing on you with the 10 of Wands. But being a 10 of Wands is also a message to say there's really not much, there isn't much left in this journey except the point of releasing this burden. So that's what you're coming up to. And maybe that's the point where the confusion sits in, is how do I release this to move forward into the greater good, into a better energy, into a more spiritually connected, conscious connection, whether that's with someone, maybe just with someone too, right? Because it's the friendship. Maybe this has something to do with a friendship to you, someone who is a friend or you see as a friend or you would like them to be a friend. But there's, what I'm getting with the 7 of Cups, it's like you've been given a map. And for some reason, like there's X marks the spot where you want to go. Like you kind of know where you want to go here and you know where you are. But there's literally like maybe 30 or 40 different ways to get there. And there's not a lot of details on the map about, you know, this is the most efficient way, this could be the most successful, this has the least obstacles, this is the most dangerous. It's just like, well, I don't know how to get there. Okay, so there's 4 cards that come out in this spread. I am going to also clarify them. So I'm going to tell you what each card is sitting in, what it represents, and then we're going to get into more detail and clarify. So what you're being asked to release is the King of Pentacles. What you're being asked to embrace is the King of Swords. Interesting. Hidden factors that you are unaware of, this is where it gets real interesting, is the Devil. And then the energy that is approaching you is the Sun. That's good. But boy, it is. Like even the cards that have come out are mimicking this confusing map to me. Like this map to get to something of some sort of higher or greater good. Because you're being asked to release this King of Pentacles energy. This is someone who holds a lot of responsibility, but I would also say that this is someone who's very nurturing. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is very nurturing. So let's look at it as that too. Because we want to look at too what you're being asked to embrace, which is not a nurturing energy. And perhaps it's because you're not aware. There's a devil energy involved here. And probably you're feeling it. You're feeling it with this underline of the Ten of Wands. You're going to feel that. It's not a time to nurture, I'm getting. Like, this is not a time to nurture. This is not a time to be looking after everyone else. Oh. So maybe there's only one person in particular that could be outside of you that you should be focusing on, and you need to be really strong about that. Maybe there's a lot of other things pulling your attention, right? Look at that. Like, this King of Pentacles is often seen as like a father figure, the boss at work, someone that has a lot of the answers. Everybody wants something of this person or needs something of this person, and this person is quite able to supply that. I mean, that's kind of the position that they're sitting in, but you are being asked to release that. What you're being asked to embrace is the King of Swords. There's nobody sitting around the King of Swords. King of Swords knows exactly what they want to do. You know, they're dealing with the facts. They're dealing with the facts. Ooh, this is very much your energy too. Like, really dealing with the facts. What is the right thing here? What is the wrong thing? What is the morally correct thing? What is the morally incorrect thing? When I say thing, like, I don't know, it could be a person, a situation, the energy around you, circumstances. But be very clear-minded here too, right? Like, there's no vegetation around this king like there is with this king. I see this is a very lush environment, you know, so it could be humid. It could be humid. The weather changes, the sun comes and it rains. This is very, you know, I mean, if I know people watch me from all over the world, so I'm just going to explain this if you're not familiar with a cold climate like this. I mean, I'm from Canada. Look at, I'm just as cold today. But when the air is cold like that, it's almost like it does, and maybe there is, it feels like there's more oxygen in the air. There's less pollution in the air a lot of times. There's less dust. Yeah, it's just clearer. So this, I'm really feeling that, like, almost vacate yourself from other energies that are pulling on you in some way, because you need this clarity. This is a time for clarity, to really embrace clarity and be very strong with what it is that you want here. Because you're dealing with the devil, whether you know it or not. And when I say you're dealing with the devil, it may be someone you're dealing with. It's more likely energy that's associated with what you're dealing with. It's energy associated with that, and it's somehow become toxic. It's somehow become toxic, and we'll look into that. But what's really nice though is that what you're approaching is the sun. So you were on your way out, but you probably need to deal with this, right? To get into the happiest card in the deck, the sun. Like, wish fulfillment, joyous days, abundance, warmth, clarity. So let's clarify, shall we? I am sorry too if I'm making a lot of noise, like I'm doing a lot. I'm watching my videos like, oh my gosh, Cindy, it's so much. Wow, what a split. Look at that split, the Hierophant and the Devil. See, the Devil is the energy. It's okay. I make my little cards here. I make my little cards when I create like a full. I'm sure a lot of tarot readers do. So this card specifically is hidden factors that you are unaware of. So this energy is affecting you. It's affecting the outcome here. It's affecting getting to the sun, right? And the sun to you, like, remember your underline. You have this Hierophant in the back here. That's where you're trying to get to. And look at how this split for me to shuffle it. The Hierophant and the Devil. So the Devil energy is preventing you from reaching this higher good, this greater good. Could be greater good in just how you're functioning on a day-to-day basis. It could be the greater good in a connection or relationship. clarify each one of these cards. We'll take 3 cards for each one. Oh my gosh, it's so calm here. It's just weird. Like, I'm getting that too. Like, it's just leading up to your reading, like the house was crazy. The house was crazy. I mean, it's just me and my son and the dog, but it's crazy because I'm getting furniture out of my spare room that's not suitable anymore. And I'm going to be bringing in new furniture for my mom to stay with me for a bit. And so it's just like getting all this stuff out and I'm just giving it away. Like, so people are messaging me, when can I pick? It was just like all this chaos, and the landscaper was here. It was crazy. Just all this energy. And then my son's father was picking him up. It was just like everything was going in and out the door. And it's like I sat down to do your reading. And it's like, so I feel like if things have felt like a whirlwind, it's going to change. Like, there's just such a significant change in the atmosphere of the house that I'm sitting in the room, and outside of me. Like, even the yard was busy with the guy cutting the grass. So it's so significant, the change. Wow. Holy cow. This is an interesting clarifying section. Okay, what you're being asked to release is the King of Pentacles. Okay, and whenever you're being asked to release something, like you're going to release this for the rest of your life. You're never going to go into this energy. No. It's really, it could be for a couple days, it could be for a week, it could be for a few hours. It all depends on you and how you sit with this, right? So, interesting clarifiers. 6 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. I feel like some sort... Okay, being asked to release this because it leads to the 5 of Pentacles. It's almost like doing good, doing a lot of good of others for others is bringing a certain element of victory, yes, and it is bringing movement, but the movement that it feels like it's bringing to you on a personal level is the 5 of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like giving too much of others and not giving into you, not giving what you need. That's why these two are sitting here like this. You see how it's the back and forth? It needs to switch. Like the skinny pencil guy is down here supporting, but now he's up here being supported, and kind of vice versa, right? Okay, because that's whatever you're doing, almost like doing for a group now at this point. And I say that because someone was supposed to go into the group. Pisces was supposed to go into the group to get answers, which is really interesting because this now, at this point in your reading, it feels like, yes, there is definitely a certain degree of success and victory here, accomplishment. But on a personal level, it's taking you here. It's not going where you need it to go on a person. This is a personal general reading, right? So this is like the universe trying to talk to you about you personally. And it gets very personal with the King of Swords here. So what you're being asked to embrace, the King of Swords, we talked about this clarity, there's no one else around in this. Wow. The clarifiers, the 3 of Swords, the Empress, and the 4 Wands. I feel like there's something for you on a very personal level here that's getting washed out with this energy. It's getting washed out with this energy, and it's putting you in a point of, you know, even though you are the group, look, if you're being represented by the King of Pentacles to release this energy, it's like right now you need to do something for you, because there's something here that is almost, well, not almost, I mean, it's breaking your heart, it's painful. We need to look at that. We need to look at it clearly, and we maybe even need to express it very clearly. And with the Empress and the 4 of Wands, it almost feels like someone that you would want to spend your lifetime with, like someone that you adore. or at least you want to go, you want to focus some energy towards something very personal. It really feels like this, like it's just very personal with the Empress and the Four of Wands, where it's getting washed out in the group somehow, with the responsibility and the shoulders. I'm thinking about that, like the King of Pentacles will have a lot of weight on his shoulders, and there's a lot of weight here. So the hidden factor was the Devil, right, that you were unaware of. Maybe you're unaware of how much this is affecting you. I'm thinking about all the Libras that I know now. And it's often a discussion I find myself having with them is about, you have to remember to look after your needs too. And I'm an Aries, so I'm good with that. I'm good with that, right? And we're opposites. We're like the zodiac opposites of each other. They say within every Libra is an Aries dying to get out, and within every Aries is a Libra dying to get out. So, and that's part of our journey here, right? Like, is to for you. And I think I get a good insight because I'm at the opposite end here. I see often my Libra friends are putting so much into other people. They care so much about other people, which is good. But sometimes people are taking advantage of you, and you can't. You got to just say, that's enough of that. Or at least try to recognize things that have happened in the past so that you can establish what those red flags were and bring them forward for yourself. Because this Devil, so what's interesting here? We have the Sun. See, that's what's standing between you and your happiness and your wish fulfillment. This is Devil energy. It's the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Right? The Seven of Pentacles is so similar to the Seven of Cups. It's really needing to try to figure something, or feeling like you need to figure something out here. Like, how do I do this? How do I get past this? And where did it go? Oh, there. And that's what it leads you into, this, you know, being like just obsessed in thought with this, to the point that it's so distracting. I feel like, okay, I'm getting a message that it's so distracting that whatever this King of Pentacles energy is for you, if it's a group that you work with, if it's a family, if like your family and you're sort of like the patriarch or matriarch energy in it, I feel like this is not going to continue to be successful. Although it is for you, right? Like it's showing here, this is pretty successful energy, but it's going into that. It's because there's something underlying here that's not being dealt with for you. With this Three of Swords, the Empress, and the Four of Wands. It's almost like I'm getting like it's eating away at you. It's eating away at you. Okay, so the energy that is approaching you, right, is the Sun. This is what's really interesting here. There's the King of Swords, there's the King of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. If you change this, when you move away from being the King of Pentacles and you finally embrace this King of Swords, you look at yourself clearly, you look at relationships around you clearly, you look at who's taking advantage of you clearly, you look at where there's a proper give and take and where there isn't a proper give and take, where this, you know, where is this taking place in my life? Because this is exactly what you want, right? Because there's going to be times in our lives where, you know, shit just happens and you can only take so much. We're all only human. And you need this person that's going to be there for you to do that. And it's the same for them. There's going to be times, the same for them, there's going to be times where they're going to need to be lifted up here. I really feel like you're in some sort of situation where you are not getting the support that you need. And you have to deal with it because it's putting you towards a bad energy. And I don't want to sound like, oh, all doom and gloom, because it's not. You can make the switch here. You can become this King of Swords and you can change your path, because that, I feel like he's not going to put up with the bullshit of this energy. He's going to cut right through that and say, you know, you don't even need to cut through that. You can just walk out of those chains. Why are you being so foolish, making yourself think you're trapped? Right? Like the King of Swords isn't going to take shit. The work, it could be work. I mean, it could be a work situation that it's just not fair. It's just not right. Something isn't right there. But if this is family too, with this King of Pentacles, it's who's putting in all the work here. This needs to change. There it is. Like there's the Wheel of Fortune for this to change. And the King of Swords is the energy to do that for you, which brings you your sun and your happiness. You can oh boy, that is just you're manifesting like gangbusters in that energy. Really are. All right, I want to clarify. I'm going to pull some cards out specifically for these two. These just go so well together. So I'm going to put them together here on the table. I know somebody complained. I had a really crabby Cancer, and my Cancers aren't crabby. This is one of was really crabby, which is kind of funny because the crab is their symbol. I'm not watching you anymore. I need to see the cards on the table. And I've only explained it a couple times, but the camera's closer to me now because when I talk hard, like more, what's the right way to say it? When I really project my voice, it's harder for me to pronounce the words properly with this orthodontic device in my mouth. So I brought the camera closer so I don't have to talk as strongly. So you can't see the table right now. Oh, wow. Clarifying these two together here, right? This is the end. You know, I can almost call this like the Two of Cups, the bosom buddy energy. These are two. This is where everything is reciprocated. You know, there's one day you're having a bad day. They're like, it's okay. You know what? I'll pick up the kids, or I'll get dinner tonight, or you know, you just go home and chill out, have a drink, whatever you need to do. Sit in the hot tub, and then you know, then there's another day. Well, this person is like, or this person is having the same, and it's reciprocated, right? You're in something that's not being reciprocated. The Moon, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. There's your reciprocation. There it is. The King and Queen of Swords. Because those are like divine counterparts. Whether that's a friendship, how your family is treating you, a romantic connection, so many levels that this could be for you. But there's the clarity, move past the unknown, right? The devil can be the unknown, because what we don't see, what we don't understand, what we're afraid of, we don't know where this is going to lead, how it's going to go, what the conversation could be like, whatever it is that you need to do to dispel the devil. There is truth and clarity here with this Ace of Swords, and it creates a new beginning, and it produces the Queen of Swords. That's pretty good. So at the bottom now, we have the Death. Whoa, isn't that funny that it was thrown away like that? I was going to say we have the Death card, but then the High Priestess wanted to peek out. So getting to know the unknown. The Death, endings and rebirth here. Something needs to be reborn, but reborn in a very clear and healthy way, perhaps. Interesting. That was so interesting, Libra. Thank you, guys. So I'm going to go and do the extended. And like I said, I'm going to find out what the archetypal energy is of your inner child right now. And then your inner child is going to speak to you. And that extended reading, the link is at the top of the description. If I see you there, great. If I don't, I do hope to see you here next week. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, to be gentle with yourselves. Bye.